Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and thank you for tuning in to Canal Algérie's nightly news. To the headlines. The baccalaureate exams kick off today throughout the country amid favorable conditions, and more than 790,000 candidates are met by this major event. The Algerian Company of Electricity and Gas Industries, belonging to Sonalgas Group, is a real added value that alleviates the burden of imports. Plundering the natural resources of the occupied Western Sahara by the Moroccan occupier in collaboration with Zionist companies takes flagrant dimensions. And we end from Ibn Khaldun's cinema with a vibrant tribute to the king of the Shabi song, Abdel Qadir Shao. Welcome again. On Sunday, more than 790,000 candidates will pass their baccalaureate exam for 2023. All of the pedagogic, human, and material resources have been deployed to ensure the best conditions for success. Sabrin Tafriganit explains.
For this decisive exam, all the necessary means have been provided throughout the country for our candidates, so as to make them concentrate on this big event and help them to succeed. We have prepared everything, including the lists. We can say that we are 100% ready. The institution is ready, starting from painting the walls. The tables and chairs are in a good condition as well. Everything is ready for this exam. 520,972 school regular candidates alongside 269,539 independent candidates will pass on Sunday their first 2023 baccalaureate exam. And for that, 2,674 exam centers are ready to receive them. The classroom can fit up to 20 candidates with 3 teachers supervising. Everything is put in place. We are deploying 16 classrooms for candidates with an extra one in the ground level that can receive exceptional cases like emergencies and pupils contracting COVID. It is an exam that practically all students are relying on to access university and continue the higher studies, with a tantamount of a promising future.
The Education Minister Abdelkarim Belabed, who was the special guest of the main Arabic bulletin from Wargla, which will host the exam's official kickoff, indicated that all the human and material conditions have been provided for the candidates, even in the isolated areas where they are well accommodated and transported adequately, and provided with air conditioning thanks to the state's full commitment in the operation. Further, calling on candidates to concentrate on their exams, wishing them success. As part of the state's commitment to endow the residential areas with the necessary facilities, the Housing Minister, Mohammed Tariq Belaribi, gave the kickoff from the urban pool Husharreh in Miftah, the province of Blida, to build 13 public infrastructures, namely education and health facilities, in addition to urban security offices. The distribution of housing units will not take place until the full achievement of these public structures. The Algerian Company of Electricity and Gas Industries, a subsidiary of the national gas and electricity leading group Sonalgas, helps diversify the non-hydrocarbon revenues so as to alleviate the import bill. Coverage by our reporter Adel Bukhamis, taken up by Rania Al-Bahri.
After honoring the third order for the benefit of its world-renowned foreign partner, the manufacturing and spare parts maintenance unit under the Algerian Company of Electrical and Gas Industries, Sayag, is preparing to ship a fourth cargo for gas and steam turbines. We have made 3 operations for gas fins turbines, and the 4th is in progress. It will be ready within a month. These gas fins have been exported to European countries. Sayag thus confirms the mastery and proven know-how of these elements, thus consolidating its status as an essential partnership for several national economic operators. There are internal customers such as Sonalgas Group and the power station, and also customers outside the group, but these are nationals like Sonatrach. It's really important what they are doing here. It's called cutting-edge technologies. It will prevent us from importing fiber kilns from abroad. We will save time. It will notably reduce the cost of renovation. The Sayag Maintenance and Spare Parts Manufacturing Unit has also forged a strong reputation in the field of maintenance, a new experience for the national economy. This router is an equipment of the central cabinet subject to reparation. Its initial price is 20 billion euros, so its repair cost 40% of its initial value without counting the transportation fees. Now its repair can be done in our maintenance workshops. Our main mission is the establishment of the technical file of the spare parts. We establish the files by the 3D scan, then we go to 2D and 3D drawing stages. We supervise the production. We ensure that the manufacturing steps can play with the standards and the requirements of our customers. Through the diversification of its fields of action, the Sonalgas Group confirms through its various subsidiaries, at their head Sayag, its contribution to national industrial integration and the reduction of import bills and the diversification of hydrocarbons exports. There are articles and spare parts that their production was at 10%. There are others that are at 65%. Before, the maintenance process was done abroad in Poland. Today, this maintenance is done here in Algeria. The manufacturer of spare parts doesn't intend to stop on such a good path and will set up a research and communication action plan capable of consolidating its position on the international market.
In a qualitative operation, the operational services of Bashar police managed to dismantle a criminal network made up of 9 people aged between 24 and 34 and seized more than 2.5 quintals of drugs from the borders with Morocco. The operation was the result of a tip that a shipment of drugs will be bought in on a board vehicle from the borders with Morocco. As a result, the movement of this vehicle, which was carrying 2 people, were monitored. After stopping it and searching it, plates of drugs estimated at 123.6 kilograms were seized. Continuing the investigation under the supervision of the regionally competent prosecutor, 3 other individuals involved in this case, hailing from the border city of Lahmar, were arrested, with another quantity of drugs estimated at 135.5 kilograms seized, while 4 other people were arrested in this case who were securing the path route of the seized drug shipment. The suspects were brought before the public prosecutor of Bashar Court on the felony of illegally importing, transporting, storing and selling drugs, in addition to smuggling within an organized criminal group posing a threat to national economy and public health. The Moroccan occupiers stepped up collaboration with the Zionist companies via concluding several agreements in the field of hydrocarbons, another way to continue plundering Western Sahara's natural resources. More insights with Sabanin Tafirginit.
The conspiracy between the Zionist entity and the Mahsen regime is becoming more than clear. The direct involvement of Zionist companies in the plundering of the natural resources of the occupied Western Sahara confirms it. The conspiracy has become alarming since the normalization of the relations between the Zionist entity and the Mahsen regime, notably through the conclusion of many agreements between the Zionist and Moroccan companies in the field of hydrocarbons, which comes in violation of the international law. According to an investigation carried out and published by the American news website Mind Press News, several Zionist companies are already working with Morocco in the occupied Sahrawi territory, such as NewMed Energy and Ratio Petroleum, which are pursuing oil and gas exploration in Western Sahara, alongside the unnamed company that has launched an aquaculture project in Western Sahara, destroying by that the sources of the occupied territories. The survey reveals an unprecedented increase in the trade activities of Zionist companies on the Sahrawi land since the beginning of the occupation. The Zionist entity and the Mahsen regime officially normalized their relations on December 22 of 2020 after the announcement of the administration of the US President Donald Trump of the supposedly sovereignty over Western Sahara. However, the news website underlined that today 82 countries recognize Western Sahara. In this context, the American news website points out that the group is supported and backed up by a number of European and American investors.
The Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic commemorated on Saturday the National Day of Shuhada or Martyrs in Wajdur province. The Sahrawis paid tribute to the martyrs' families and stressed once again the necessity to end colonization and stop plundering their natural resources. Rania Al-Bahri once again.
As a recognition of their dedication and their sacrifices for their country, the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic celebrated the National Day of the Sahrawi Martyrs and its army in Ujdur province. Today is very important for us. It's our duty to protect our lands and do everything in order to reach our goals. It's a great day for all the Sahrawi people. On this occasion, we hail our command which organized this event to pay tribute to the families of the martyrs. We consider ourselves as shuhada as long as we are not yet free. I thank the Sahrawi Arab Republic that never forgets its martyrs. The President of the Sahrawi Arab Republic awarded certificates to the fighters of the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic Army, in particular to those who are in the forefront posts ready to sacrifice their lives. I congratulate Algeria for its well-deserved election as non-permanent member at the UN Security Council. The Sahrawi people in the refugee camps supported Algeria, and the militants in the occupied territories took to the streets to express their joy and their total support for this country. The determination of the Sahrawi people is always reflected by the sacrifices and unwavering support that will continue till self-determination.
And we wrap up our bulletin with the meritorious tribute paid to the great Shabi singer Abdel Qadir Sha'ou, who was honored with a special musical show dedicated to him as a gratitude to his long and rich career. Before we enjoy these beautiful moments, I would like to thank our producer, journalists, and technicians. Good night.
Yeah.